I'm Ken, and you're watching Kilt Can Cook, the Scottish cooking channel that encourages young men and women to have the confidence and competence they need to conquer the kitchen. Ooh, boy, look at myself in the viewfinder there. Let's put on a few pounds, hadn't I? And it's true, I did. Back in December, caught the coof. Can only taste salty, sweet, and occasionally spicy. And sometimes not even those three. Can't taste savoury. Kind of brutal. But what that means is, sometimes the food that I eat is not particularly healthy for you. Who knew? So I weighed myself the other day, decided I'm going to have to eat healthier. And I'm going to have to work out more. So I've already lost 5 pounds in the week that I decided this. So eating healthier, moving forward from here on out. Except for today. Because today we're doing fried chicken. I love it. You're going to love it. Let's be about it, shall we? So, when you make fried chicken, or at least when I do, I use chicken breasts that have been skinned and boned. I'm going to put these in these 2 Pyrex bowls that have Tabasco sauce and buttermilk in them, and that's going to sit overnight, because whenever you make a good fried chicken, you want it to rest in buttermilk. I'm taking a 1.5 cups of flour, and a half cup of cornstarch, a teaspoon of baking powder, and we're adding some cayenne, some chili powder, some garlic powder, that's a bit of pepper, and we're just going to blend it all together. And then we're going to do a different dish. This one's going to have a 1.5 cups of flour and some cornmeal, half a cup, and half a cup of the cornstarch. And then we're going to get yet another teaspoon of baking powder, some chili, some cayenne pepper, and then a wee bit of garlic, a wee bit of pepper, and we're going to blend that all nice and good. Basically, I want to make 3 different types of breading. One with just regular flour, one with cornmeal, and then one with panko breadcrumbs. So, we're going to start the panko with 1.5 cups of flour, half a cup of panko breadcrumbs, half a cup of cornstarch, and then of course the rest, the garlic, the cayenne, the chili, and pepper, salt, baking powder, all the rest of it. And we're going to blend it all nice and good. I got the exact ingredients down below in the comments, by the way. We're going to take 2 eggs, crack them. You like how I do it one-handed? So do I. Took a lot of practice. It's not really practical, but it looks really neat when you do it. Blend it all nice together. And this is going to be part of our dredge to make all that delicious breading stick to our chicken. Very nice. As you see, I got each mixture labelled, and we're going to put each one on its own separate plate. This is the flour mixture. This is disgusting. This is why I hate chicken, by the way. Chicken is always just a disgusting, absolutely disgusting bird. So, we dredge it once in flour, then dredge it in the egg, and then once again in the flour. That's good. Very nice. That's just so disgusting. Gotta be honest with you, if you don't like doing this, I don't blame you, because I don't like doing this either. Alright, this is the cornmeal. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the panko. The cornmeal is still sitting there on the right-hand side. Now, because of my cutting board that you see there, I can only store 8 pieces of chicken at a time, so we're going to do the cornmeal separate in a wee bit. Dredge it again, and dredge it again. Nice and coated. Alright, so we're going to put a whole lot of vegetable oil into a cast iron skillet. And we're going to set a pot to boil because I want mashed taters. Now also, I, personally, want some biscuits. So we're going to melt an entire stick of butter. That's right, you heard me correct. An entire stick of butter. Do it slowly in the microwave if possible. Now, these are called butter swim biscuits. So we're going to combine a 1.5 cups of flour. Just like so. Then we're going to add in a wee bit of sugar. It's going to be 3 teaspoons. Then we're going to add a wee bit of baking powder. This is 3 teaspoons of this as well. And a wee bit of salt. I think this is, 1 teaspoon of salt. I'll put the link down in the comments below because these are fantastic biscuits. You want the exact thing. We're going to combine a cup of baking powder, We're going to combine a cup of buttermilk into our wet mixture and just blend it up right. Now, I feel like an idiot for this. I should know by now. You don't use a whisk when you're making dough. But sometimes I'm stupid. So we're going to use a spatula, blend all our dry ingredients up. Now, we're going to take this nasty 8x8 pan, and we're going to put all of our butter in, and then put our dough in, and then just mash it to the side there. This looks gross, and it feels gross, I get it, but really, all that butter, as the biscuits bake, is going to absorb into the biscuits, and it's going to be delicious. Now, you cut the biscuits first into 3x3 squares. And yeah, this way the butter gets into the edges and it makes everything taste so good. Alright, before we cook our chicken, we want the oil to come up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 167 degrees Celsius. So we still got some time to go. We're going to peel some potatoes, because I want some mashed potatoes, remember. If you want to save the peels, you can. Fry them later. I don't want to. I'm just going to toss them. And then we'll cut them into manageable chunks, roughly the same size, so that they boil faster. Be careful you do this, because that water is hot, and if your oil is right next to it, it will erupt and explode. And, oh, you see, wee bit got there? That stuff is crackling and sizzling like nobody's business. So be careful. Be more careful than I was. Now, what is the temperature of oil? You know what? It's running a little hot, but it's fine. It's close enough. It's at least hot enough. So, we're going to take 4 of these. They've sat for a little while, so they've formed kind of a batter, which is good. Wasn't intended to be that way, but it's fine that it is. Don't overfill your pan. I only did 4 at a time, because if you overfill your pan, the oil is going to get cold, and it's not going to be any good. We are now dredging the cornmeal mixture. Could probably added a wee bit more cornmeal. I think I used Rachel Ray's recipe, and frankly, it wasn't very good. The cornmeal wound up having a grainy texture that I didn't like that much. Might have tasted fine, I couldn't tell. As you can see, we're going to cook it for about, I don't want to say it's 5 minutes, and then flip it. And we're going to see how hot our potatoes are. They're looking just fine. Once it starts losing the sharp edges, because the potato's been boiling, that's when you know it's time to pull them off. We're going to add a stick of, about 3 tablespoons of butter, add a chunk of cream cheese, and then we're going to add some cream as well. I said it tasted good, didn't say it was healthy for you. We're also going to add salt and flavour to taste. Now if you're wondering, oh, now I see why Ken got all that weight. No, I didn't eat much of this, because I couldn't taste much of it. Pull it off once it's cooked for a total of 10 minutes, and it gets that nice golden brown texture. Put more oil in, because I wasn't satisfied with how much I had left, and I had to let it get up to another hot temperature. Look at how good those biscuits are. Oh, they're fantastic. Look, I've been to Kentucky Fried Chicken. That restaurant, it's fine, the chicken's pretty tasty, but their biscuits are to die for. And these biscuits, I'm pretty sure tasted the same as the Kentucky Fried biscuits. Because remember, I can taste salty, and well, the texture was exactly the same. Right? Oh, look at how good that is. I'll give myself a Pulitzer Prize for that. Or is it Pulitzer? I didn't know. Alright. Back to the rest of it. Now for our cornmeal. Oh no, these are the panko. Right. And just let it sit 5 minutes, flip it, 5 minutes. Going for an internal temperature of 150 to 170. It's fine either way. Personally, I don't like juicy chicken. Don't know why. Always just kind of freaks me out. Look at how beautifully golden brown that is. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? Alright, now, when you pull it fresh off the burner, fresh out the oil, you are going to want to salt it immediately, because as the oil is hot, it absorbs that salt better. And there are a whole feast. We got the flour, the cornmeal, the panko, and of course, the biscuits and the potatoes. Oh, it looks fantastic. Let's see if I can taste any of it, shall we? Yep, no flavour. Thanks, COVID. Well, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something. Don't worry about me. I'll be able to taste food eventually, or I'll just die. Because like Comrade Stalin says, death solves all problems. No man, no problems. Thanks, Comrade Stalin. In the meantime, drop a comment down below. What's your personal favourite type of fried chicken? With cornmeal, panko, flour? I don't know. You tell me. In the meantime, I'm Ken, and you're watching Celts Can Cook, the Scottish cooking channel that encourages young men and women to have the confidence and competence they need to conquer the kitchen. Oh, I'll be seeing ya, and happy 4th of July, Americans.